to the Run to Remember podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Fairs, joined alongside race director Carrie Watkins. This week, we're talking with Jenna Woodward, training for the marathon, and talking with us about improving your performance. Jennifer Nakayama is with us from Downtown OKC organization, and a familiar face from News 9 joins us, Robin Marsh. Don't miss out and join us for the 2024 OKC Memorial Marathon the weekend of April 26th through the 28th. Visit okcmarathon.com for the latest information. Carrie.
Here we are back in downtown Oklahoma City.
Back in downtown OKC. It is a bustling day in downtown OKC.
It is busy
I don't know what's
down
going
here.
on, but
well, we'll take them every single day, but we're happy to be back and look
maybe
forward
Jennifer
to today.
can fill us in on what's
I'm
the
hoping
excitement on this
I'm certain she can.
Thursday morning.
Absolutely. So, big day, price hike coming March 1st.
Yes.
We're averaging about 1,000 registrations a week. We want that to continue right through race week, and that puts us right at our mark of 23,000.
That's exciting. There's something else exciting. If you register by March 8th, you get your name on the bib, right?
It's important if you want your name on the bib.
People love having their name on the bib because then people can see and shout out as you're running.
Yes, everybody loves that. And then there'll be another deadline to get your name on the car. I mean, we just kind of have these deadlines in place so that we kind of incentivize people to get registered and get moving and making sure they're trained and trained properly.
And we'll keep you
anxious
posted
to hear from Jenna on that.
On those dates to make sure you're in the know. If you're following us on all of the social media channels, if you're logging on to okcmarathon.com, you will be aware of all these dates.
Right. March 6th, we have the former president CEO of Boston Marathon, or Boston Athletic Association coming, and Tom's a great friend. He'll provide great insight. If you've ever run Boston, or you are running Boston, or you're thinking about qualifying in Oklahoma City to run Boston, Tom's got your answers, and so you won't want to miss that.
Yeah, that'll be a fun night.
We'll have food and drink, and we'll make a party out of it.
Fun. All right, well, let's get started for today. We've got a fun group ahead of us today. We're going to start with Jenna Woodward, who is an accomplished runner who's completed 9 marathons, most recently running Chicago in under 3 hours.
Yeah.
I know. She's fast.
Nice.
Fast. And fun fact, Jenna and I are somewhat related.
Okay.
Somewhat.
We'll have to draw the family tree later.
Yeah. But she is one that when I started doing this podcast, her mother-in-law said, you've got to talk to Jenna. So
well, there you go.
Here we are.
It's good when you score points with the mother-in-law.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, Jenna, you didn't grow up as a runner. Tell us how you got into running.
Yeah, so I wasn't a traditional runner. I did grow up playing sports and was pretty competitive in basketball, volleyball, different sports, but never ran track or did cross country or anything, or thought of, to be honest, running as a sport I could do. And so, went to college, got out of college, and started my first job. And one of my coworkers at the time said, we should train for the marathon, or the half at the time. She said, we should train for the half marathon. I said, no, we're not doing that. And she said, come on, let's do it. We can do it for fun together. I said, okay. So we started running. I think we maybe did 2 weekends worth of runs, maybe 5 miles, and she broke her foot.
Oh, no.
So I said, okay, well, I already signed up, so I'm competitive. Let's do it. And I think my husband has a video of me running through maybe Classen or somewhere saying, yeah, I'm never doing this again. And that was in 2014. And then I decided in 2015 I'd do a full marathon. So I don't know, I guess.
You got the bug.
This is a trend we see, though, of people who run for the first time and talk about this. Carly Dobb was on last week. She talked about this, running her first marathon.
Down.
Yes. Giving her husband 2 thumbs down, like around mile 20.
Now she's a trainer.
And now she's a trainer, and you just hear that. I don't know what it is. Like, this was so miserable, I'm going to do it again.
Right.
And double down.
Yes.
I'm going to do twice the distance.
Well, we're so grateful that you are a runner and that you've chosen to run Oklahoma City again.
Yes. And so I've now done 9, like you said, and just excited to talk more about what that looks like.
And so you work, you're a mom of 2 young kids. How do you find the time to fit the training in? I think that's something that's so relatable for so many of the people who run OKC.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a lot. My friends and I talk about this all the time, and kind of all have to remind ourselves of all the things that we do. But yeah, I have 2 kids that are 5 and 3, and so a lot going on at all times. And so it's kind of been the struggle of like, how do I do what I love to do, which is run, and obviously be a mom as well, but how how do I do all that without having the guilt? You know, some of these marathon trainings the runs can be 2.5, 3 hours long. And so for me, it's just taken a lot of planning and creative thinking. And so personally, I like to get it done in the morning. I wake up every day at 4:30.
So you've already run today?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
Shout out to my friend that met me at the track this morning. She didn't have a track workout, but yeah.
I've been running too, running right into the set. So there you go.
But yeah, it takes planning. I like to kind of, again, that mom guilt that a lot of us have that you can't get rid of. And I've gotten better about knowing this makes me a better mom when I do this, a better wife. And so I get up early, I get it done. I've surrounded myself with other moms that also work. Not that, that's a requirement to run together, but they happen to all have full-time jobs, kids, and so we can we all understand. We're all going through the same thing. Right. I laugh a lot of the time that we'll be in a group saying, gosh, we're so tired. What are we doing? And I kind of have to remind them, well, look at all we're doing. We have to give ourselves some grace, and that's just part of it. Yeah. So it does. It takes work, but it's doable. And
your husband obviously helps out.
Absolutely. That is key to being supportive. He's not a runner himself, but he has other things that he does, and so we work well together. And he is always encouraging me to go run, leave the house. He knows that's going to make me better. He's got the kids. Yes, and he knows that that's what I want to do. And one of my priorities, obviously not number one, but it is very important. More time that goes on and the more competitive I get, it's just going to take that much time. So.
And Jenna, you're somebody you've improved greatly in your running. So what do you attribute to making those improvements from your first marathon to now where your latest marathon, you broke the 3-hour barrier in Chicago?
Yeah. A couple things. I think I do have a coach now, so that's helped. Not only, obviously, they're not doing the running for me, but just kind of guiding me. Before going from my first to now, I used to never fuel. I mean, at all. I wouldn't stop it for water. I wouldn't take anything with me. I wouldn't eat before. And so that's been a huge difference. I tell people all the time, you cannot do the level that you want to do if you don't fuel yourself. And
Can't run a car on empty.
No.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's something I've learned, getting up 2 hours before, whatever that looks like, eating a full breakfast, taking things with me in my pockets or getting them on the course. I know, Oklahoma City's unique. They have so many water stops and places that you can get fueling. So that's been a huge thing. I also run less days, but I'm more intentional about what I'm doing. So I used to just, go out and run 3 to 5 miles every single day, easy pace, which is great. But for me, how I've gotten faster is, maybe Tuesdays is track. I go do a shorter speed workout, Saturday or Sunday, a long run. And really the other days I'm going slower. I'm really easing back. You don't have to run every single, training run at full speed. And so I've just learned a lot through someone else kind of explaining to me and having someone kind of coaching me. And then a couple friends that I run with are dietitians, so that helps too.
And,
I'm like, what do I need to eat this morning? Tell me, I'm not a runner that just shows up with my friends and I'm like, hey, what do I need to do? I'm in my cotton shirts. What do I need to do today? And so it's a lot of different things. But
no, that's good advice. And we have received that question about, we talk a lot about people who are beginning runners, but people who have been running for a while and how to improve. And so this is good advice.
It really is. And last week too, like running for a time versus miles.
Yeah, that was something Carly shared that helps you slow down.
Yeah, helps you slow down, which I think is important.
Yeah.
Tell us why Oklahoma City is different than other races. I know you did great in Chicago, and we love when people go out and take Oklahoma City other places. But why is this race different to you?
Yeah, and this is complete honesty. Like, I'm not just saying this because we're here, but it is so unique. It is so special. I actually, my coach was trying to encourage me to do a race the same weekend in Seattle, and I said, listen, I want to do my hometown race. I've only done the full here. The year that it was in October. I haven't actually done it when it's in April. I've been doing the half every year. And so I'm really excited about this year. But
so you're in for the full.
I'm in for the full.
That's awesome.
And I'm very excited. It's just, one, being your hometown. But those that come from other states, it's just so unique. every race has its mission or purpose or maybe what it represents. But this one is so special in what it represents. And people around the country, I'll meet people and say where I'm from, and that's what they know. They know why we run here. They know the community. At every point of the race, you have support. Like I said, a million different stops along the way, different volunteers that have come out, and that is so rare. I just did a race last weekend in Austin, and it's wonderful. But a lot of the time, I'm like, where is everybody? You know, you get so used to that here, and people cheering you on, and no matter the weather, we know that can change year to year,
hour to hour.
It's just special, and obviously what you're running for, and the history behind it is really unique.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you chose to run OKC this April.
Yeah.
You have any just like if you could give runners just one or two pieces of advice, what are your kind of things you'd like to leave people with?
I think kind of starting where you are, not trying to compare yourself to somewhere else or where they are. Everyone has a different starting place, and it's possible for anyone. So I think that's always what I tell people. They want to ask me, well, oh, you're running the marathon, so what are you doing this weekend? Well, what I'm doing this weekend might look different than what you are. You know, I've gone through my fair share of injuries, and so just jumping right in and saying, oh, well, let me try to run 10 miles this weekend so that I can do it in 8 weeks, isn't maybe realistic. And so I think start where you are, take it day by day, and build up to where you want to be, and then you'll eventually get there. I never thought I would be where I am, so
Well, you're a great ambassador. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jenna. Well, I'm glad we got to talk to you.
We'll be cheering you
mother-in-law was
on.
right. We needed to have you on.
That's right.
Well, thank
We
you.
will. We'll look forward to seeing you on the finish line.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Our next guest is Jennifer Nakayama, President and CEO of Downtown OKC. Jennifer, welcome.
Hi.
We're glad to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, Jennifer. Good to
Hi,
have
Carrie.
you. Jennifer's new, a year or so.
I know a year has already gone
year
by,
has passed.
but I am new to this role as CEO of Downtown OKC Partnership, and then new to Oklahoma City with myself and my family relocating a year ago.
okay.
Fresh from Hawaii.
Wow.
Hawaii and then California before
Yeah.
that.
Okay, well, this is
What people
this is
don't know
different.
about Jennifer is she is a customer service expert.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
she
Carrie.
has done incredible things with downtown Oklahoma City. And just, you guys, if you're down here, you see the green team, you see folks working. It's really fun to watch Oklahoma City come alive. And Jennifer and her team do a great job of bringing them about. And tell us a little bit about what some of the projects you guys are working on.
Sure. So Downtown Oklahoma City Partnership is part of the downtown community, like you were saying. So it comprises of the Business Improvement District in downtown, which makes up multiple other districts: Automobile Alley, Bricktown, Midtown, West Village, City Center, and Deep Deuce. And it's really about the collective whole of downtown, the core of downtown, being cohesive. And that means the events, the placemaking, the vibrancy of everything that goes into downtown, because downtowns honestly aren't what they were decades ago.
Right.
It is not just about office spaces and employees. I mean, it is very much about them, but it's about the residents. It's about the visitors. It's about entities like the memorial and the museum and the grounds. You know, it's about that whole community base to bring us together for whatever reason brings you to Oklahoma City. We want to make sure that they are happy and invigorated with what brought them here, but then the oh my gosh, look at what else there is here to do and to see. And so then that's why DOKC, Downtown Oklahoma City Partnership, is here to connect the dots for
So
all
the
of
last weekend in April, you've got the Marathon, Arts Festival.
Yes.
River Sports Olympic Trials.
Yes.
And I think the Thunder they'll be in the playoffs, but hopefully they're in the
Hopefully
top
they're
four
not
and
here.
they're playing
Right,
away.
we're gonna
So
knock on some wood.
We have the last half of the season to finish, but let's hope they keep it up.
course.
But it's a big weekend in Oklahoma City.
It is. And you know, if you look at other cities, and everybody has a different model, but sometimes other municipalities might shy away from that and say, oh my goodness, okay, there's one major thing, let's only focus on that. You know, Oklahoma City really embraces, again, I just go back to that word of community, and it's important to get the synergies across the different entities, the different events that are going on. And rather than being competitive, it's looking at the supplement of
At the
everything.
whole, yeah.
Yeah.
The word
bigger
unity
whole.
is a part of community, I think, for a reason.
Exactly,
and it really is. We've already started planning with all the other groups, and it's going to be a busy weekend. If you're a runner or you're coming in for the race, grab your hotel room.
Oh, for sure.
Because the closer we get, the more it's going to build. If you're in Oklahoma City and you want to stay downtown, grab your hotel room because they're going to be busy.
Yeah.
But Jennifer, what do you saw the marathon last year, and your team helps us do all the cleanup and great partnership. What's your favorite part of the marathon? Obviously, the part downtown.
Well, that is true, and the energy that it brings, and of course the business it brings to all of our retails and restaurants and things like that, and the hoteliers. But it's more. I mean, it is at its core something that resonates with me on a personal level because it's one of the reasons we purposely chose Oklahoma City to relocate to. It is an example in this great nation of the United States that we have that is really a deeper, authentic being of what it means to come together as a community. Like you were asking and talking to Jenna before, it's not just any old city that has a quote unquote marathon and then what else to do afterwards. Well, there's so much more substance to Oklahoma City. And so whether it is the race when it's literally in downtown or all of the outskirts as well, to see the neighborhoods and the communities there do their watch parties and to do their little gatherings and things. Last year I was in Nichols Hills cheering on a group there. It's about seeing definitely the little segments of where the race path goes, but it's about being part of that larger whole that is just so beautiful about this race in particular.
Do you have any must-sees, must-dos for people who are visitors coming into OKC for the weekend?
Well, please come to downtown. If you do come for the race, stay in downtown with our restaurants and our retail, and definitely the hotels. There's so much to offer. I mean, I think that some know Bricktown as our entertainment district, and so that's at the top of their mind. Of course, it's notable that we have a whole waterway, a canal in downtown. That's super, super exciting and special to a lot of the visitors here. But there's also Midtown is super exciting with its blend of restaurants and retail, and Automobile Alley for its history with the automobile industry, and then West Village District, which is a synergy combination with the arts, formerly known as the Arts District, and definitely within Film Road, all encompassing that area that is getting revitalized as well. So there's pockets everywhere to do a little bit of everything. So please come to Oklahoma City because you want to run the marathon and because you want to be part of the grandest, in my deep heart feelings, the grandest marathon there is in the nation. But then stay in Oklahoma City because we have so much other things to occupy, not just your time, but your family's time and your other people that have come with you to support you. It's just make a long weekend or week out of it. We are a great destination.
I love to hear an outsider's perspective.
Me
You come
too.
in and become an Oklahoman and Oklahoma City and just the enthusiasm. Sometimes when you live here, you forget how fun things are, and it's great to have Jennifer's enthusiasm and leadership at downtown Oklahoma City, and just the partnership that she has with all the different businesses downtown. It doesn't just happen. I mean, the cleanliness, the character, the kindness, all that is part of what they're instilling with everyone, and I think it's really it's contagious.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, thanks
for sharing all about downtown OKC.
Thank you.
Devon Energy has partnered with the Run to Remember as its lead presenting sponsor since our first race. Year after year, Devon's employees are highly engaged as race participants and volunteers.
Hi, I'm David Harris. Devon Energy has been a proud partner of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon since the very first race. We're grateful to call this community home, and we support this event to show the world how Oklahoma City comes together with resilience, determination, strength, and hope. This race is about so much more than running. It is a celebration of life. We wish all those participating the best of luck as we run to remember.
Our next guest is a familiar face, Robin Marsh, morning news anchor on News 9. Robin, we're so glad to have you.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much for being here. Yeah. Robin has run the marathon.
The half.
That's running the marathon.
That counts.
You know, I still have my shoes that I'll never ever get rid of those shoes.
You should donate those to the archives.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
And I remember, this is so silly, I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but a friend of mine gave me a lifesaver to put on the laces of my shoe. And so it was like, it symbolized the circle, it never ends, like to keep running and to, when you look at it, just remember it doesn't end. And so like it was a little mental thing to help me.
That's a great idea.
So it's still on the shoe too?
No, because it fell off after so many years.
But somebody I feel like my kids would see that and like go take it off the shoe and eat
try
it.
to eat it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, you're one of the few anchors left in this market that covered the bombing, and you know what this race is about better than anyone. Take us back to those days and where we are today.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for what you do, Carrie. Honestly, I can't commend you enough for your leadership.
Got a great team.
Well, and it takes good people around you like Kristen and all the staff and everything that you guys continue to do to serve. And just first of all, that's an important word for today. But, you know, I was there April 19th, 1995, and I'll never forget it. It did change my life. And really, you know, to just be flat out honest with you, you know, I was young in my career. And probably the reason I got into television is I like telling people stories, but it kind of was nice for people to say, hey, aren't you Robin? And to kind of have that notoriety and make a name for yourself. But the Oklahoma City bombing changed my life, and the fact of that I realized the job that I had, still continue to have, is so much larger than the person, and that it's a trust you cannot take lightly. And that story is what changed my whole mindset about why I do what I do. And, you know, our role is to keep people safe and informed. And that day, it was a high calling for all of us. And so I'm protective of this story. I'm protective of the marathon, of why it's so important. And, you know, when you're running down Classen and you see those banners with the victims' names, and it spurs you on, and you do never forget. And that's really the reason why. It's so the next generation learns that they stay as passionate as you do, that you are, and that they continue to tell the story. My son ran the half marathon last year. I need to sign him up for the half marathon this year. Can y'all help me out? Okay, yeah, he wants to. So I got to get my paperwork in. You know, sometimes I'm kind of hard on the details here. But anyway, he's already training for it. He's so excited about it. And he has about 5 friends that are coming from the Dallas area that are going to run with him.
Oh,
That's so fun.
And so
we have a lot of Dallas and a lot of Texans who come. We love that.
And so I love that, you know, he wasn't born when this happened. Right. And I just love how he's kind of taking on a new mantle of encouraging others to participate. And as a parent, you know, it just makes you so proud.
And today you've got 6 or 8 Gaylord students here with you, teaching the next generation. Talk about that. 29 years later, you're still teaching the story.
I'm an adjunct professor at OU at Gaylord College with Mike Betcher, who most of us know. Mm-hmm. And but, you know, I look out and there's, you know, a group of girls here right now that are the future. And we are passing a baton on to a younger generation. Right. And I'm so blessed to be able to work with young people who take this role serious, who realize that this is an opportunity for them to become the next generation and to lead out. And so the commentary is that the future is bright when you see these young people that are wanting to step into this role of journalism, because
and understand the responsibility of it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You and Lacey Lowry are at the start line.
Yes.
Or you were last year. I assume you're going to be back there.
Oh, absolutely.
We heard you gave out a lot of high fives.
Oh, I high-fived every runner that came by and probably would, I swear it is amazing. I did the 5K the day before. The electricity, I hadn't trained for it. And I mean, oh my gosh, my legs hurt. Lacey Swope and I said, let's do it. And it was hilarious because, Lacey, she's got 2 young kids, she popped out a baby and she just takes off. And I'm thinking, hey, I know I'm a little older, but I'm like, sister, I'm running with you. Well, I mean, by the time I got to the TV station down here off Main, I was dying. And so I was like, you go head on, I'll get there.
That's like the first third of the race.
Yeah, it's like 2 blocks, Carrie, So anyway.
You tried.
I tried.
You kept up. We just let her go on.
You finished.
The electricity and the emotion and it does evoke something so deep in your core. And so for Lacey Lowry and I, then on the day of the marathon, to be at the starting line, and there is just something in the air when the music is going, the runners are, they're ready to get out the gate, but it hasn't quite started. And when you do that 168 seconds of silence, it takes you back immediately of why you're there, and it puts something else in your heart of being proud, of being strong, being resilient, all those reasons why we run to remember. And I think that for the runners and us being there, covering it, it is, it's almost indescribable. It's something that you do have to experience physically, emotionally, spiritually, and it's beautiful.
Well, you're a big part of the story, and we're so grateful that you're here telling it and running it. You going to run the 5K again?
Yeah, I need to sign up still. Can y'all help me?
We'll get
Marianne's over there. She's like,
Marianne's taking notes.
Marianne's like, Robin, her son Kate, and his 5 friends.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe this year you could beat Lacey in the 5K.
Oh, I don't know. Did you see that girl?
Lacey's intense.
Lacey Swope is intense, and
both Lacey's are intense.
Well, yeah, Lacey Lowry is just as much, and I am probably old enough to be their moms in a way, but it's like they keep me young. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna try my best to hang with them,
Yeah,
and
they're
so
not gonna
I'm
beat
so
you.
blessed. When you work with women that cheer women on, and you better hold on tight to that because there's nothing better. A lot of times women are hard on each other, and I hate that. It's like as women, as moms, so many moms lost children or lost parents, and dads are a strength for the family, but moms are kind of the temperature of a family. And for women to step out and say, I'll volunteer. For women to say, hey, I'll run and I haven't trained. For women to say, hey, friend, come with me. This is another reason why we run to remember. For women to say, hey, young girl that you're mentoring, come see what this is about. It is kind of a duty of a woman to step up, reach out forward, but don't forget the people behind you either.
That's great advice.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
Good reminder. Well,
Thanks, Robin.
Robin, it's always good to have you on.
I
It's
love you
always-
guys.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we love you too, and we're glad that you have been a part of this story for so long and continue to share
Thank
it
you.
and understand the importance of passing it down to the next generation.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. So we're wrapping up another segment today, but I think we want to hear how people's training's going. So let
Yes.
us know.
We're
Send us-
getting closer and closer.
I think it's like 60 days. I
I
don't
know.
know. I didn't look this
I
morning,
know.
but I looked earlier in the week and it was 65. So
Woo!
it's
my
in
gosh.
the 60s.
It is. We're getting
which
there.
means 2 months, which means
Carrie,
it's-
how are you holding up?
we're good. I feel like we're in great shape.
That's the
and,
story here. How do you guys do that?
We have a team that's been to Fort Worth to cheer those runners on, and the camaraderie between the races is really great, and just the partnership with other races and how we help each other is really fun to watch. And so it's been fun to watch our runners go to other races, prepping for Oklahoma City. And, if you run Oklahoma City and then you run Tulsa, you get the Oklahoma Standard Medal, and that's a fun thing that we're excited about. Every great state needs 2 great cities and, frankly, 2 great marathons. And so we're proud of that. So there's a lot going on, and we're we're excited to bring you guys along. But remember, March 1st is the next price increase. So
Yes.
try to get registered
Get
before
signed
then.
up. We'll get Robin signed up for the 5K. Robin's son signed up before that.
All of us friends.
Yep, all of his friends.
That's right.
Well, thanks for joining us today. The Run to Remember Memorial Marathon takes place the weekend of April 26th through the 28th. We want you to catch every episode of the Run to Remember podcast, so please subscribe, and if you like it, share it. Visit okcmarathon.com and follow the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for all the latest updates. This is your host, Kristen Fairs. Let's marathon.